Pace car peels in on the left. Nate Stewart leads us to it. Green flag is in the air. Duel 2 underway. 20 more laps headed your way here in the ASCA Cup Series.
And a good start already from Nate Stewart. He's getting a good push there from River Page. But meanwhile, we've got two Blue Cup Soccer Challenge cars on the outside. Going to be having fun differentiating these cars all night. Connor Berkey on the outside, followed by Enoch Hancock. They're going to try to be pushing back against these guys on the inside.
Yeah, one thing that I would like to mention, that it seemed like from the first duel that outside lane was maybe just a little bit better. Of course, we didn't get a lot of green flag laps, so it was a little bit hard to tell. But I wouldn't be surprised to see that outside prevail quite a lot. We've seen those big runs up on that top lane, and if these guys can keep it smooth, that's going to be the big factor, is if that outer line can kind of hold the lane, be a little bit more clean on the pushes. But you're seeing a big shove on the bottom right now. We get a lap in clean, and the pole sitter Nate Stewart with a shove from Page leads the opening lap.
Yep, one lap down and 19 to go. We got already that inside line is sort of falling apart here. We see only 5 cars really on the inside. Everybody else has moved to the outside now. Like you said, that outside might be a little bit better. Hard to tell right now. They're still getting formed, still starting off this race, still creating the runs. So it's going to be interesting to see here how this outside line forms up.
Big move to the bottom by Connor Berkey, who is pushed clear on the outside line. However, going to end up side by side for the lead as Hancock sticks with the momentum. He is about a nose ahead coming off of turn 4, side by side between the two Blue Cup Chevrolets at the top of the table. And it'll be Hancock on the outside lane who's going to lead lap number 2. A lot more racing going on here. And again, that outside line kind of prevailing so far, just 2 laps in to duel number 2.
Ooh, already that outside line, a little bit of checking up there going into turn 1. You see Larson with jumps to the outside to try to, not run into the back of Bryce Benton there in the 48. He's going to fall back a little bit maybe, but the 94 of Samito looks like he's going to be pushing the 11, but at the front of the pack, they're still side by side. Hancock trying to eking ahead now of Connor Berkey.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot more 3 wide closer to the transfer positions, and that's starting to creep its way towards the front of the field as we complete lap number 3 this time by. Still the 27 and the 7. Dead heat for the lead down the front stretch here. And at the line, going to be tight. Berkey just about led that lap from the looks of things, and he did. So still side by side, a little bit of a squirrely push from the 45 of Nate Stewart. These two dead heat at the front of the field, and here comes the 3 wide car in the wall, the 35. Sideways is the 36. Everybody trying to hold on to it in the back end of the field. Just about kept it together. That was Aaron Ramon and Ty Mosley who got the wall, but looking like the field kept it together.
Yeah, good composure there from the field not to completely lose it there as the car got in the wall. I think if that was duel 1, they all would have stacked it up by then, but they were forming a third line there briefly. It looks like the inside line starting to prevail a little bit. Connor Berkey now with control of the pack right now. He is leading himself. See, interesting here if he's going to block both lanes of traffic or if he's just going to sit on the inside here with Stewart pushing him. He nearly went sideways, but he was able to keep it going. And they continue to try to, loosely try and run 3 lanes back there. It just really doesn't work. They're getting back to 2 lanes now. You see Workman pulling up to the back, and the leaders now side by side. Connor Berkey side by side with Enoch Hancock. He's gotten to the outside.
Hancock with that run against the similar livery, the same sponsor up on the front of those 2 cars, and he is clear for the lead. 70 of Cheney right behind him, trying to get down to the bottom. Maybe, not quite. He's going to stick with the top. It's Logan Soli on the outside lane, and the number 19 following him through, number 77, right behind them as well. And that big run on the outer lane. Ethan Harrison following through. Logan's going to take it to the bottom in the 1970, blocks him down to the bottom. New race leader, Tyler Cheney up front. Harrison to the outside lane. He's got help. It's Stefanski in the 34 on the outside lane.
Yeah, that outside line got a big push there. That was allowed Enoch Hancock to clear the 20. Yeah, that allowed Hancock to clear the 27. Now they're starting to stack up on the inside. Here comes the outside with another big run. Look it through the middle.
How about Mobley Kelly up the middle? Caden Mobley Kelly.
he just kind of muscled Stavchansky out of the way. And, for someone that's already locked into this race, for you to muscle that guy out of the way and basically put him into a really bad spot in terms of transferring to the main event, that's not really something I would be doing if I were Caden Mobichelli. But it looks like Stavchansky's going to get picked up here by River Page. That's a guy you definitely want behind you. Never mind, he jumps back into line, and Stavchansky will continue to fall.
And Mobley Kelly is one of the drivers who's already locked into the main event, just doing what you mentioned all the way back in the pre-race for Duel 1, kind of taking advantage of this to try and test his car out, see how aggressive he can get, and making a lot of moves, just slice through the field on this run. Has help from Chenoweth, but that outside lane carries a load of momentum down the backstretch there into turn 3.
A lot. That outside is coming, and it's coming big time. That inside has lost all momentum from that little check up by that 18. Thought better of it. Probably would have taken it 3 wide, but probably would have killed the pack.
Oh, crash in the back. Car's in the wall. Everybody's stacking up into it. We've got a big wreck in turn number 1. Sawinski is involved in it. Ramon, more than that. Clinton McDonald is in it. Brandon Sampson might have gotten through. Samino spun on the inside.
Looks like that one started at about the third car on the inside as Logan Sully. Honestly, looks like 20 comes down a little bit, 19 comes up a little bit. Officials saying netcode contact. Cars in the wall here. Aaron Ramon.
Pace car is going to peel in this time. Ethan Harrison's number 77 will lead us to the green flag. Pace car in. Harrison and Workman, the front 2, into the restart box. Green flag flies, and we are back underway. It is another good start for the top 2 on the inside. Workman not quite getting off on a good start in comparison to first and third, as Harrison going to immediately switch up to the outside lane. Couple of cars jumping around. That is the 81 of Jeremy Lewis trying to find his way up through the field as we are back up to speed through turn 2.
Dimlick tried to make it 3 wide off the jump there, tried to pass the 11 of Lars Chenoweth and just got absolutely left out to dry. Now that outside line is going to come back up a little bit and maybe carry him. He may not completely lose a draft here, but he's in a much worse position than he was in on the restart. Looks like he's going to slot into line there, but just losing a couple spots now as the inside line looking to get set up. Another stack up. That seems to be a common theme with these duels tonight.
Wow, Bryce Benton, what a block there. That was on, but Imlick nearly spun himself out there in turn 4. Hate to cut you off. It's chaos.
Workman's trying to push. Here comes Budimlik up the middle. He's trying to make moves here. This is where we're going to get to crunch time. Like you said, River Page up the middle. He's taking it 3. Look at the move on the inside now. Cheney to the lead.
Oh, contact. Into the wall is the 03. They're spinning off of turn 4. Everybody's going around.
The big one
Sets
at
it up
Daytona.
in the air. Huge wreck coming off of turn 4, and everybody's in it. Back of, I don't even know who, Corey Rexford and Knutson in the 16 in the outside wall. I believe, let's see, Bradley Sawinski just about managed to find a way through. Green, white, checkered here in duel number 2. The cleaner duel is the one that ends up going to this late restart. 70 of Tyler Cheney, 7 of Enoch Hancock are your front row. Coming to the green flag, 2 laps to go. Headed for the restart box, waiting for the signal.
Green flag.
Late start for Cheney, he's underway. Green flag flies. 7 of Hancock didn't get going on the start. The top 2 are the top 2 from the bottom lane. They are clear as we race off into turn 1.
Are around in the back. It's Nico Servideo. He's locked in. It doesn't matter for him. He's fine. But that's going to cause more stacking up here and more just attempts to try to get a run going. Here comes Ethan Harris to the outside of Cheney.
Harrison with the run down the back straightaway. No help for the 70. Behind him, it's River Page in the 59 with a big shove. They're making contact. Car's going around into turn number 3. That caution flag is going to end it, and Ethan Harrison is going to grab the win in duel 2. Let's get a look at that incident that brought out our final caution of the race. It was, again, one of these stack-ups. It was the 70 of Cheney on the inside with no help in that massive, massive run as Nate Stewart with a huge push through Jordan White. And that collision sends the 70